Okay, problem number 10. And again, on my, it's got 8 parts to it. This one might take a little extra time because there's a couple of thinkers in here that they asked. So problem 10 on mine is 1.1.32. Now this one goes something like this. 1.1.2. A remote control car moves toward a wall, stops, backs up, and stops. The graph shows the car's distance from the wall as a function of time. So question A, and this one, I got it wrong the first time. It's just the domain they're asking for right now. And then when they get to the next part, they're going to ask for the range. So right now, identify the domain. So the domain is X, and it goes from 0 here up to it stops at time 10. So we're looking for the domain again. That's just X. And my X's go from 0. X is greater than or equal to 0, and it stops at the 10. So I hit enter. And then I'd ask for the range. So remember, the range is like the Y. So if you look at this graph, the Y starts down here at 2, and the highest it ever gets up there is up at that 10. So from 2 to 10, but it's on my Y. So 2 to 10. Enter. All right. Cruising along so good so far. So far, so good. What's the x-intercept? So the x-intercept, that's the x-axis. There is not one. Check that off. And then what does the x-intercept say about the car? Remember, it's time and distance from the wall. So that would mean the distance, because it never gets to 0, that the car never does hit the wall. So the car's distance from the wall is not 0. Well, that's true, but I don't think it's what it really says. The car touches the wall. It never does. The car's minimum distance from the wall, that's not what the x-intercept says. The car's distance from the wall is never 0, so the car never, that's what I think, the fact that it never does hit it is what they're really after. Even though some of the other questions might be true, that's not what the all right, so sometimes those are a little bit of a, that's what I meant by some of these are a little thinker. Now our y-intercept, and they want it typed as an ordered pair. So remember, there's my y-axis, that's up at 10. So as an ordered pair, my x is 0. I didn't go left or right at all, and it's up 10. Ordered pair, enter. All right, cruising right along here. What is the y-intercept? So remember, y-intercept's up here, time 0. At time 0, that's like when I start. My inches from the wall is 10. So the car's distance from a wall was never, no, the car starts at the wall. No, that'd be 0, 0. The car starts at a distance, there we go, that's 10 inches from the wall. That's what I want. All right, keep going here. We'll get to the end on here sooner or later. We're on part C, is it? What are the minimum and maximum values of the function, and what do they say about the motion of the car? So I would say the minimum is talking about this low point right here, and at 8 seconds, the car is 2 inches from the wall. So at the minimum value, 8 seconds, it means the car at a minimum is at a minimum distance from the wall. That was 8 seconds, right? And the maximum the car got was 0 seconds. At 0, it was up at 10. It means the car is at a maximum distance from the wall, well, 0 seconds after it started. I mean, the other way to look at this would be the minimum right here is 2 inches, and it means that the minimum distance of the car is the minimum distance the car ever got was 2 inches, and the maximum it got was 10 inches. What are the maximum and minimum values of the functions? What do these say about the motion of the car? Select the correct choice and fill in the answer boxes below. So I feel like in some ways you could answer both of these in terms of that minimum value right down there. But what does that minimum value represent? It's the minimum distance. So the one that's talking about the distances, I believe, is the correct answer for this situation. All right, then write a function. So that's an absolute value. Remember these V functions. So moving 8 to the right. So in here, need an absolute value function. Remember, to the right is actually opposite. So it's a minus 8 to the right. And then up 2 goes outside of it. So get outside of there and a plus 2. It's opening up, so that's positive. Otherwise, if it was opening down, you have to put a negative in front of the whole absolute value part to flip it down. All right, let's see. Whew. I think that wraps it up. Good luck.